interrupt. We have discussed so many types of interrupts. But what happened in those methods was where every time any data transfer, the processor involvement was required. Did you observe? So processor has to go to device, it has to check which device made an interrupt request and execute the corresponding ISR. So it requires continuous involvement of the processor. Okay. So if that is the case, what happens? Whenever it large amount of data to be transferred between main memory or between the memory and disk. Okay. So you should understand large amount of data. I am not talking about a word. So group of words, we call it as block. So whenever it requires to transfer block of data means set of words. Okay, by this time everybody should be knowing what is the meaning of word. So whenever it requires to transfer large block of data, it requires continuous involvement of the processor. In that case, what happens? The processor cannot do any other operation. It will be performing only transferring of the data between the memory and disk. Memory means main memory, okay? Or between the I/O device and disk. It will take lot of time. So in that case, without performing any other task, the processor will be in performing the data transfer. Now to avoid that problem, okay, so we are going to use method called direct memory access. So what is this method is going to do? How it is going to reduce the involvement of processor so that the processor can use its time for execution of some other task whenever if it is performing the data transfer. Are you getting data transfer between the I/O device and memory, main memory, or between the memory and I/O device, or it may be between the disk. Okay? Wait. I think they went sit. They came for announcement. Let them come later. So now to transfer large block of data at high speed, yes, listen. After 10 minutes. Yes, listen. So now to transfer large block of data at high speed, we are going to use this DMA technique. How this DMA technique works? Okay, direct memory access method, how it works. That is, it is an alternative approach that can be used for transferring the data. So here it requires a special control unit. Everybody knows control unit, no? What is the function of control unit? We have discussed. So now similar to that control unit, here we have a special control unit that is going to take care of transferring large block of data. Okay, a special control unit may be provided to transfer block of data directly between, understand the term directly. Okay, so directly between the I/O device and main memory without continuous intervention by the processor. That means it does not require continuous involvement of the processor for transferring the data. Okay, then when the processor is going to involve for transferring the data, first you need to understand what is the meaning of block of data. It is nothing but it may be a, if I tell block can be, it can have 120 words. Okay, so I can just represent it like this. Yes, that is called as block, and in block it can have set of words. So now whenever if it is transferring block of data, it will take lot of time. So continuous involvement of processor, it is going to be hectic. That means it is not going to perform any other operation. Now to avoid that, we have a special control unit called, what is the special control unit? Okay, we have not given the name it. Okay, just remember it is a special control unit. So that is going to take care of transferring the data between memory and disk or between memory and I/O device. Then, do you think the processor is not at all going to involve? No, processor involvement is required for initiation of the operation. Okay, it is going to initiate the operation. That is, it has to require to specify. So the DMA controller, I told special control unit called DMA controller unit. It is going to tell the processor, I have this much of data transferred, okay, that information is given to the processor. Then processor will give permission to proceed, okay, to the control unit. Then control unit alone it is going to transfer the data between the I/O device and memory. So in that case, the processor can be performing some other task. Is it difficult to understand? Just remember, whenever large amount of data to be transferred, it does not require the continuous involvement of whose involvement? Processor. Okay, so that concept we call it as direct memory access. But here you need to remember two important words. Put them ready. Okay. What it requires? It is applicable only for transferring block of data. Okay, at high speed. That is also very, very important. So now how it can be implemented? Okay, that special control unit I told, we call it as DMA controller. Just remember, DMA controller is going to take care of transferring the data, last data at high speed. Is it clear? Noted? Everybody noted? The heading DMA controller. No, every time you are waiting for my instruction. Yellow color t-shirt boy. What's your name? What's your name? Huh? Sanjay. Don't talk. Yes, done. Have you understood? Okay, so next, how to implement, what are the things it requires, how it is going to execute this operation. Yes. Yes. That means it requires only for initiating the operation. Okay, it will tell that the DMA controller it is going to request for the processor, I want to do this. Okay, read operation or write operation. I want to transfer this much of block of data. Okay, that information is given to the processor. Then processor will tell you proceed. Okay, that's all. Then DMA controller is going to take care of. It is going to take care of transferring the data. Okay, and once it finishes, once DMA controller finishes the transferring of data, what happens? It has to indicate to the processor, no, I have completed the operation. Okay, it has to indicate the processor that I have completed the operation by raising an interrupt request. Okay, DMA controller is going to raise the interrupt request to indicate to the processor that I have completed the transferring of the block of data. So in this case, what you can understand, the processor involvement is required only for initiation and stopping the operation. That's all. In between, the transferring is taken care by the DMA controller. So now to perform this, it requires some of the registers. Okay, there are some special registers it requires, and it has to inform that how much of data it is going to transfer. So is it the data transfer in which direction? Is it from I/O device to the memory or from memory to the I/O device? Okay, so all this information should be informed to the processor. Okay, so to initiate DMA transfer, 1 minute. Okay, to initiate the DMA transfer, the processor informs a DMA controller indicating what is the starting address. 1 minute, I'll show you where will be the DMA controller. Can you see here this diagram? Are you able to see the diagram? What is this line? Bus. So what is this? Processor, memory, and some I/O devices. Okay, I/O devices are connected. Can you see here there is a DMA controller, or we can call it as this controller. Can you see to which devices it is connected? but which type of device it is connected? It is not connected to keyboard, it is not connected, it is not required. From keyboard you can send only small amount of data. The user may not send so fast, he cannot type the data so fast to use this controller. But whenever there is a data transmission between the disk and to the memory or between the other devices, it requires this controller. You can just observe. So the DMA controller is connected to this, and also large amount of data it can be transferred through network interface. It is connected to the internet. So in such cases, it requires the disk controller or it requires the DMA controller involvement. Okay. So here main thing you need to remember, it is mainly used for transferring the large data. So this diagram is very important. You should be knowing why DMA controller used only for the disk. I have told it is mainly used for whenever if large amount of data is transferred, not for small amount of data. So now to control this, okay, to control this operation, it requires some of the information. What is the information it requires? So always consider here the disk is informing that to the processor. Just go to the diagram. So this disk is going to inform to the processor that I want to transfer this amount of data. Okay, this I want to perform this IO operation. So immediately the processor is going to send what is the starting address. Okay, what is the starting address, from where it has to read the data, that address it has to give, and how many words in the block it is going to transfer. I told. So how many words in the block it is going to specify. It is going to specify the count. How many number of words it has to transfer. Then and also it is going to specify the direction of transfer. Okay, is it read operation or write operation? Read operation means it is from IO device to the memory. Okay, if it is write, memory to the IO device. Okay, so depending on the value it has to set either 1 or a 0. Okay, is it clear? So this information it is informed to the DMA controller. So then DMA controller is going to take care of performing this operation. Is it clear? Next. So now to perform this, we need some registers. Okay, it has to, the processor has to store somewhere else. No, how it is going to store? It is not going to store in the memory. It will be stored in the standard registers. Okay, can you see here? There is a first register called status and control register. What is the meaning of control here? It can allow the device to request the interrupt, the operation by setting the IRQ sector. So there are set of bits